Hello there. Today we're talking about Mercury moving into Sagittarius from the 17th of November to the 5th of December, and how in his dance with Venus, the goddess of love and money, the messenger of the gods, and the guy who rules markets, mercantile marketing, and all of that good stuff, is trying his best to tell us everything's going to be okay. Is it true or not? That's what we're going to talk about now. We're also going to do your sign based on your sun, moon, and rising, but we're going to go into this as a real quick half-hour video, okay? Because Mercury is a fast mover, and today I'm talking fast. If you're new to my channel, I am Lori Lothian. My style is traditional whole sign house astrology. This is tropical Western, and I use techniques from Babylon and ancient India. Even I toss in a little bit of all of the stuff, even Vedic astrology. I love the minor asteroids. I'm a bit all over the place, but mostly I'm a traditional astrologer. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Please hit the like button. And you can also subscribe. That would be great. All right. So you're probably wondering why I'm holding a table mic in my hand, because it's such a beautiful day in Vancouver, Canada. I didn't feel like not showing you guys what's behind me. And so there's no desk in front of me. So we're making do with pillows and a chair and a propped up laptop on a bed. I am visiting a friend, and this is her guest space. So first of all, what I want to talk about is Mercury as a general principle, right? He is like the messenger of the gods, and he does deliver the news. Like when you get your news, turn on your computer or your TV or whatever you get it by, your radio, he's part of that story of delivering messages. And so one thing we can say when he goes into Sagittarius, he's going to deliver optimistic, bold, exciting, enthusiastic, hopeful messages. And, Sagittarius has a tendency to be all of those things. However, Mercury doesn't like being in Sagittarius. It's not his comfort zone. When he's there, he feels a little bit like he has to live up to Jupiter's expectations, because Jupiter is the homeowner of Sagittarius, and Mercury doesn't like being in any of Jupiter's houses, including Pisces. I think Mercury being relatively, first of all, a details guy, and Jupiter being the big vision, there's already a disconnect between those two energies. And the second thing I'd say is, Jupiter often was betrayed by Mercury in the ancient mythology, where Mercury was mischievously doing things against the wishes of Zeus/Jupiter. So Mercury here is going to try to deliver information, news, and maybe even bolster stock markets from November 17th to December 5th, but because it's Sagittarius, he may not do the best job at telling the truth. White lies, fibbing, overly optimistic prognostications, trying to make everyone feel good. Speech writers, motivational speakers, inspiring people like that often have a Mercury in Jupiter sign, Pisces or Sag. So get the idea there. The best you can get from that is in a speech that inspires you and the masses, or the worst is confabulation. What do you call it? Promising too much, but there's another word I'm trying to think of, like offering, everything, the world. And yet, of course, at the end of the day, it doesn't really work, because it's just a feel good message without any kind of detailed how-to instructions. Like someone gives you the IKEA furniture and says, I have a dream, it's a dresser. And then you get into the nuts and bolts of that frigging dresser, the IKEA instructions, and you want to kill yourself because it is like ridiculously difficult. That's a little bit what I'm saying here. So I think what's going to happen is there's going to be some feel-good news cycle stories going through the world, with Venus heading into her visible evening star, and he's tracking right beside her. She becomes visible around December the 1st, and Mercury and Venus keep doing a really tight tango because they're in Sagittarius right beside each other most of this time. I mean, Venus gets in there, I think it's November 16th, Mercury on the 17th, Mercury leaves first on December 5th, Venus leaves later on December the 10th. But when they're together, they're actually tracking very tightly and actually collaborating, almost like a fusion of a cazimi of these two planets. So I'm going to show you the picture, and then we're going to go through all signs. But when I do the all signs, I want you to know that all I'm going to do here is give you a gist of what it's like to have this combination of Mercury traveling with Venus. And watch my all signs Venus video, because I will talk about a glorious fire trine of goodness in the sky in the last week of November that she's a big part of. But anyway, here you can see Mercury Venus at the top of the sky. And there's going to be a beautiful November 23rd new moon. I'm going to go into a lot of detail. It's going to be like a good 90-minute video, because it's angelic divine intervention or something like it. I'm not even sure what to call it, but it's something like divine intervention, or I don't know, hope and a whole bunch of good things, the dawn of a miracle even coming through the November 23rd new moon. But I wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you how tightly connected Mercury and Venus are in the sky. Even if we go back before the new moon and Venus becoming visible, you can see on the 22nd, on the cusp of the new moon, the day before, you're going to see that 8-degree Mercury, that 8-degree Venus exactly together. And a little bit before that, the two of them are plying the waters also in a perfect connection at 5 degrees. I think it was 5, 7. There they are at 7. There they are at 5. There they are at 4. There they are. Okay, so roughly between November the 18th, right? Because this is what we're going to talk about for your sign. Between November the 18th and approximately the 23rd, 24th, and then Mercury gets ahead because he's a faster moving planet. So we're going to make it this way. We'll say between the 25th of November and going back for the start of that, which is roughly here, and about the 18th. So the 18th and 24th of November, Mercury and Venus are holding hands, tangoing together very tightly in Sagittarius, just before and just after a beautiful and very blessed and very fortunate, very lucky new moon in Sag. So let's talk about what this kind of magical blessings that Mercury may be trying to get to you through news, information, phone calls, emails, things to do with markets, stocks, because Mercury rules stock markets, Venus is currency. It may be a big bubble up, a burst up for crypto, although crypto is in big contagion right now and great difficulty. But you never know, there might be a micro bubble if you were a trader going on the 18th to the 24th, plus exciting ideas that maybe the war in Ukraine will come to a finish with the possibility of peace talks, which Venus would like to do when she's visible as the evening star starting after December 1st. Okay. But we're talking about before that moon. And so we're really grinding into what's going on November 18th, just to the day after the new moon. All right, for all signs, let's get going. We'll start with Aries, and some of you really like to see the screen, so I'll keep it on for you. And so give me a second while I navigate that so you can see it. Hang on. I just need to change it to a different setting so I can rotate the screen. So let me fix it right now to the different system for the houses. All right. And not zero Aries, but we want the whole sign house. So that means I can move this forward for us. There we go. Let's start. All right. So let's start with Aries and let's move it back by an hour. I apologize for that. Remember, this is what will Mercury be doing as he moves through Sagittarius between the November, the 17th and December 5th, as he holds hands with Venus, especially the 18th to the 24th of November. And if you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check my description box for everything. If you're watching this quickie video with me in the premiere, oh my gosh, guys, I just hit 13,000 subscribers on November 9th when I'm recording this. Please, I'm so happy for us. Thanks for always being here in the chat with me. All my favorite crew that come every time, LA Taylor and Misbehaving and Mercury with the message. And I know I'm going to fit a ton of you. Okay. But you know what I mean? Also note to file. Oh my God, my brain. Divine Timing Masterclass starts next year. If you are an intermediate level or somewhat sophisticated astrologer type and you want to learn some really cool ancient timing techniques that you may not know, jump aboard. In the description box, you can get on the wait list so you get early bird notice. All right, that's about it. I think that was all I wanted to say. Okay, let's get rolling. And this is really quick, right? Because I'm doing this in half an hour in Mercury style. Aries, the juice, the luck, the goodness, the feel goods. Let's call this the feel goods of something positive coming through you, quite likely as information, news about love or money is happening in your 9th house. This energy of the 9th house is about your dharma, your purpose, your belief, your faith, travel to foreign lands, higher education, academia, book publishing, father figures and father types with a sun up there in the house of its joy for you, coming into the new moon around the 23rd. That's especially true. So these areas of your life are rife and fruitful, and in fact, rife with goodness and fruitful in some way. And I think with Mercury, just be careful, because the cautionary note as he is in Sagittarius, that you don't swallow some kind of spiritual philosophy Kool-Aid here, or you don't get overly excited about a possibility regarding foreign travels or court and legal affairs. Now, If you're an Aries rising, especially, and you're looking at legal affairs, this could be quite the blessing in your favor. But for goodness sakes, don't sign any documents with anybody, lawyers, judges, and stuff, finalizing things without some eagle eye looking at the fine print. Mercury does not look at the fine print in legal matters in the sign of Sagittarius. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. Well, look at you go. This is going to be a lovely energy of blessings in your money story. This could be your taxes, your spouse's money, business partner money, good news coming out of there, a tax rebate, you overpaid, who knows, your credit card debt suddenly gets, reduced. The credit card company gives you some kind of a special offer that you just want to grab, and you do, and you can reduce other debt. For Taurus people, this is definitely good for finances that connected to business, land, and real estate. Again, with Mercury and finances here, this could be the stock markets. The eighth house does represent that. And so if you have investments, this could be a nice pop for you in stock market investments. Be careful with Mercury there, because if it's a stock or equity popping, or a crypto popping on some ostensible good news, watch out that it doesn't also deflate quickly. Mercury is prone to overstating his case here, but this is a good money story. Yeah, you remember the dates we're focusing on in the beginning. I told you are the 18th to the 24th, but this Mercury transit in your money house is happening in a longer arc, as the video describes. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign, you are having this energy of goodness from Mercury, the messenger, in the marriage house. Now, if you're not married, this is just your significant business partners, your audience, your clients. Seventh house could be considered like your marketplace, if that's relevant to who you are. And it's also your significant others that you're committed and loyal to. So often it looks like marriage partner. And this is where, or significant other, and this is where the blessing is happening. There's some good news in their life, quite possibly nothing to do with you. This can be your partners having some kind of positive news and messages. They may overstate it. They may blow it up a little bit larger than life and make you wonder if they're being realistic about it. But nonetheless, that's that. And the other thing that could be happening here is quite possibly you could sign a legal deal or a contract that is going to make you super happy, or a bit of fame or micro celebrity, or big busting out with your audience, or your, the people you reach out to for a marketplace. Watch out for those fine details with Mercury here. Don't let yourself be glamorized beyond what you think is realistic for who you are and what you're messaging, but it's really good that way as well. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign, beautiful tango of Venus with Mercury here, the 18th to the 24th of November, just after that full moon, especially, things really lush up when Venus becomes visible. But the gist of it here, so December 1st onward, is that this is good for your health. And if you are a Cancer rising, especially, and you've been working on improving your health and health workout routines, or ways to be more healthy, or finding solutions for your health, especially with Hygeia here, that's that little medical symbol next to the moon and Mercury in the video on the sixth house. This is really good. I realize I might have this in a small size. I apologize. And if you really want to up level your work habits and the way you do the work you do, great for you. Good news from women in the collegiate coworker space, or support from women in that part of the sky. That's Venus, Mercury delivering the news. Good for new contracts regarding your work that make you feel you're healing something in your career path and you're on purpose with your career. And this is kind of a weird one, but if you're in any way doing anything as a healer, guide, mentor, therapist, psychotherapist, this is extraordinarily up leveling something in your work, taking you to another level. Pets. The sixth house is a house of pets. New pet coming in. Watch the Mercury fine print. If it's, especially if it's like, the information you need. Is it a rescue dog? Was it kicked around? Is it damaged? If it's a breeder, make sure that you get all the details right when you're signing up for that pet or whatever. It is a pet's house. So just to be clear, it's also landlord leasing tenancies, and it could be a perfect time to sign a new lease. And if you do, or rent a place out of your own, again, Mercury says, he'll promise you a rose garden and it will be full of thorns beyond your belief. Watch the fine print. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign in your sky. This is the energy of especially the rising, of a great amount of joy. Venus is in the fifth house of her joy next to that Mercury. Don't forget Mercury's here from November the 17th to December the 5th, and Venus is there with him for most of it between the 18th and the 24th. You have a lot of luck. End of story. Buy a lottery ticket. Venus is in her joy in a luck house for gambling, speculation, casinos, lotteries, and romance. If you're single and you're a Leo, this could bring in a very fiery, passionate, exciting, enthusiastic new romance. And if you're with somebody, it can just warm up the old dead end, like the flames that had gone out of romance can be rekindled here. And if you want to take a leisure trip or travel, this is very blessed as well. If you do, you might do it for learning or study or spiritual getaways because of the Chiron in the 9th house. And Leos, you may also be fired up with your Mercury giving you messages from the muse. The 3rd house is your muse. And so what would Mercury want you to hear? What creative ideas could be coming your way that excite you? Venus is sperm and ovums, you know what I mean? So be careful here for pregnancy. If you're not wanting it, Mercury could be delivering a pregnancy message here. But on the other hand, it could also be, because he's confused and Sag, a false positive on a test like pregnancy, or a false scare in the test of pregnancy. All right, moving on to Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. You guys are having the, come on in, Milo. Come on. The dog wants in. Hang on. Come on in. Come on in. Anyway, there's a dog trying to enter my recording studio. Anyway, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. You can let him in. I'm happy if he comes in and says, hi, come on in. Up on the bed. Maybe I can get you on camera. Mercury, sun, moon, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. You've got this energy right now, from the 5th of, November, the brain come back online, 17th to December 5th of Mercury moving through your 4th house of homeland and real estate. Now, the good news is Venus is with him, and they're in a tight conjunction back and forth with each other, like doing a tango between about the 18th or so to the 24th. This is some really good news about property, real estate, your mother, things going on in your home, things going on in your private domestic life. Certainly it could be beautifying the home, getting a new sofa with Venus there and Mercury getting you the deal of a century. Of course, if you find that you're going to get like this fancy piece of furniture and it's at a really good deal, be careful that you check everything out. As I said, Mercury is not in his best shape by any means when he is in Sagittarius. This would be where you have to look at the fine details of any kind of purchase. But this can be a very good luxury or exciting development running purchases for the home. Women in the home bringing you positivity and good news, of just feel good feeling in real estate. And if you're trying to find a property to buy, you could find your dream property or sell, vice versa, a dream offer on your property. Watch out though with that Mercury placement, just because he's overly enthusiastic and it might look like a deal of a century, but then you find out that the property has a cracked foundation, or something weird like that. It's mostly good because Venus is kind of bonifying the situation, but there could be hiccups in the legal fine print. Anything else about the 4th house? Certainly ancestral line stuff, family of origin stuff, legacy wealth. With Chiron in the 8th house of inheritance, some of this may have to do with getting money from legacy family wealth inheritance. And yeah, that could be happening, but you have to also be careful around negotiating and not false promises made by others that may not bear fruit. Libra, sun, moon, and rising sign. So Libra, reminding you, I know this is fast, guys. I'm doing my auctioneer Mercury routine. If you're watching me in the live, because I only have half an hour to this video before a series of clients, please hit my like button because it helps the algorithm share my videos. Thank you for being here with me. That's for the premier people. And if you're new to my channel, hit that like button and subscribe too, please. All right. So Libra, Mercury is sitting in a 3rd house placement. Actually, he's pretty good there. He's a patron saint of travelers, safety on the road in the ancient days. And the staff of Mercury is often confused with a medical symbol, but it's about travelers and protection. And anyway, so Mercury here could be telling you that it's time to, Libra, plan a trip, take a trip, get on a plane, train, or automobile. Now, Venus says leisure, fun, pleasure, meeting with women, enjoyment, and a healing trip, maybe to see a healer or to go get maybe a spa treatment or something, or to just have fun. And then I just want to warn you with Mercury here, that ticket that you're booking may be a little dicey, to look at that as well. Make sure it's a ticket you can cancel, or you can refund, or you can change the ticket on, because Mercury does rule things like tickets as well and purchases, and for you to make sure that it doesn't slip your attention. Mercury has no attention for detail in Sagittarius. Otherwise, you could also have fun with siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, or friends that feel like childhood friends that, your buddy who comes over when you're in pajamas, your girlfriend who comes over in your pajamas, the vibe, this is really good for your social life online. If you have platforms, websites, and social media platforms, both 3 and 11 are involved. And there's a gang party there. I was like gang bang, excuse me, but there's a party there. So I'll take that word back. I'm going to get totally trolled for saying that. I mean, apologize. Venus is a sexual goddess, and Mercury and the party. There's a party in there. Oh, there's a party in there. Maybe what it is, it's an orgy. I apologize. It's an orgy. So you could be having a very busy time online. Suddenly your online platform is taking off. All right. And don't troll me. And what else? Okay, moving on. Like you could have like a great deal exposure in your writing, communicating, messaging world online. Scorpio, sun, moon, rising sign in your world right now during this transit of Mercury through Sag, which happens once a year. This one is on the 17th of November to December the 5th, accompanied by Venus very tightly between the 18th and 24th of November. Well, what we have is money stuff going on here. And this is pretty well good news for you financially. You could have a new opportunity at work, a new level of salary or pay, an up level in your finances or possessions in some way. Now, it's really to have Venus here, just coming off of a glorious new moon. I would even say that some of this excitement financially will last until the end of the first week of December, especially after December 1st, when Venus is visible. Mercury here is details, and also this is a speech house, and he's a god of speech. So there may be a lot of conversation, negotiation, and talking going on to help you with some kind of financial upgrade at this time. You might find you need to move into more focus, though, on what it is you eat and put in your mouth. This is the house of things we put in our throat mouth in order to eat and not eat, like smoking cigarettes or, smoking pot or drinking too much wine. So Venus is she loves her pleasures, and she's certainly enthusiastic in the fiery Sag, and she may overindulge. And I'm just wondering, with Hygeia nearby, there may be a push-pull around overindulging in substances. But if you're getting all that extra money, then maybe you're just enjoying it. Agreements and contracts that are discussed or verbally communicated back and forth, like phone calls, for example, make sure you're listening carefully, that you're hearing properly, or that you're speaking clearly. That Mercury can confuse it, and you think the person said X, but it was Y. A lot of this looks like it's related to work and work routines, and also connected to career advancement for a lot of Scorpios. All right, moving into Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. You guys are having a story that's all about you. When you watch my new moon video coming up, I think I'm going to call it angelic new moon or something, because it's like literally like divine intervention for humanity. You're getting physically activated by this energy. Every year, Venus is going through your sky around the same time. This time, Mercury and Venus are together for a lot of it. And particularly Mercury from, November the brain come online, 17th to December 5th, is really opening up your ability to communicate enthusiastically, passionately, with great ardor and hope about something that you care about. You are doing the writing, speaking, talking, communicating, messaging energy. Venus is making you feel persuasive, charismatic, and charming and attractive. And then with Hygeia, what are you healing here that you might need to look at as well about your body? And during this window of time, some physical health challenges can be healed, because Venus is bonifying things. Hygeia's got her healer vibe going. Great time to be attentive to your body and healing that part of your life. There's Mars in the 7th house. And if you've been in conflict with a partner in business or romance, and you've been challenged with really heated discussions, Venus is trying to bring the peace in place with that person, significant other or business partner or audience or client. And Mercury, though, you would promise the world here. You'll promise them anything to get them to cease and desist. So be very careful that you don't overdo your promises in order to keep the peace. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign in your world. You have this Venus transit going through the sign of Sagittarius, and it's between November 17th as Mercury goes through there. If I said Venus, I apologize, Mercury, to December 5th. But the 18th to the 24th, Mercury and Venus are in a actually really tight tango together. That's a very auspicious window of time for a lot of things to do with your spirituality, your own self-undoing, releasing addictions. Like Venus in the 12th would like you to, maybe have a lot of bed pleasures or extra fun with all of your sort of things that you crave. The dopamine hit substances can be out of control. But then I think with Hygeia, the healer, and Mercury, the messenger, you may get in touch with some news, information, knowledge, study course, that can help you pull back a bit from your own vices. When I say addictions, people get all like riled. You don't have to have an Alcoholic Anonymous level addiction, right? It's just something that you don't need that much of, and you can pull it back. And Mercury here also is backroom deals and negotiations, and that may be going on for you to do with real estate, property, tenancy, rentals, earnings, paychecks, salary. Be careful. This is a lot of backroom deals are possible here with a stellium in your 12th. Again, Mercury doesn't pay attention to the details. Be explicit with these deal-making efforts. Make sure you know exactly what is going on. Lastly, the 12th house is foreign travel, just as is the 9th. If you're traveling with Mercury here, he's going to make you very busy, probably doing more than one destination, having a good time with Venus, finding the traveling quite healing, but visas, details. Are you going to a country where you need like triple vaccinations like Spain and you don't know it, and you get to the border and you can't cross? Be careful for the details around foreign land travel. Almost done in the nick of time. I said half an hour. I think I'm going to pull this off. This is Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. You guys are me. I'm one of you. I have Aquarius rising. And what we have here is we have Mercury moving from November the 17th, December 5th, highlight on the time period of the 18th to the 24th, when he's tight with Venus, bringing you incredible, powerful opportunities and luck to expose yourself to a larger audience as your 11th house, to be up-leveled in terms of social movements and larger groups of influence, and have friends and allies who want to benefit you and give you a leg up, and to have greater financial gain from your career than you ever imagined. This is a lovely transit because it's also tying into a new moon on on November 23rd. And when Venus is visible later on, December 1st, you're really ratcheting up some significant expansion in your great gains from your career, both financially and otherwise. Now, Mercury here can mean that people, especially women, may promise you some support that you would like to take. So say yes. But with Mercury here, again, it's about, I have a dream. Like, get them to look at the details with you. Make sure that the offer is going to work, and that you cross those T's and dot the I's on any agreements regarding some kind of event you could be asked to speak at, some kind of participation or collaboration that you may be asked to get involved with, especially with this whole energy being in contact with Juno, the goddess of partnership, in the second house of earnings. Some of you are going to be like headhunted or asked to partner up or collaborate. It could come a little bit out of the blue and be very exciting. All right, honestly, because of some Uranus energy in the sky here in general, sextiling your earnings house in Juno. But again, follow through with those details. All said and done, it's your hopes, wishes, and dreams fairy godfather house. And you have Venus up here, working her charms. And it's just a lovely time. It's the house of good spirit, just like the house of good fortune. The 5th and 11th houses are very positive. All right, guys, I went at a clip, didn't I? Last but not least, we have you guys, your Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign people. Well, Pisces, this is the movement of Mercury from November 17th to the 5th of December, but most exquisitely between the 18th and 24th of November. Well, he is dancing in a tight embrace with Venus in your career house and reputation. Now, if you don't have a career, you're a student, you're a housemaker, you're raising kids, that's fine. But it's like how you're perceived by the world and your own sense of ambition and what draws you to say, I'm a success. in your own mind and in the visible world is your 10th house. It's your field of action in the visible high noon of the sky. And this is often connected to career for a lot of people. So there's career success, visible public reputation, but you could be standing up in front of people, literally. Mercury is the microphone, like I'm doing. Venus is the popularity energy. So there's an energy of something connected to fresh beginnings and newness as that new moon gets ready to kick off. And this on November 23rd. This could be you putting something into the visible world to do with your career, offering a product for sale, Mercury, marketing, merchandising, selling something, or putting out a new message from your workspace, or delivering a new product encounter message to women. There's so many ways it can work as a Pisces. There's so many options. This is especially true for you deciding to partner in work and career with a female, because the partnership goddess in the house of you is squaring that Venus. Now, again, Mercury in Sagittarius isn't paying attention to the details. And therefore, it's up to you to be really clear about what is agreed upon, if it's spoken word agreement, especially, and take notes and or record the conversation, for example. And this is going to take a lot of pressure for a lot of Pisces off the sense of hardship, difficulty, stress, and strain in the home. This has been ongoing for a while, and Mars is squaring Ceres in your 7th. And this could literally mean the end of a relationship. For some Pisces, you're coming to a near catalytic energy of a T-square in a significant relationship during this transit. For some of you, it may end up looking like the verge of a breakup or the urge of a deep misunderstanding, because Ceres, the scythe in the 7th, looks like sometimes cutting, like, harvesting, reaping. I don't know. Some of you, Mars is down there in your 4th house, and the home can feel very difficult, combative, verbal conversations that are not easy. It's just a challenge. And so, yet all this focus in your 10th house is bringing a true light up here. So I wish you the best. If you're in my live premiere, thank you for being here. Please don't forget to hit my like button. Check my description box for all the things I have to offer. And I propped you guys on pillows. Okay. And thanks for being here. And I'll see you on the next video, which is going to be the moon video. I can't wait to do it. This is going to be a beautiful angelic new moon in Sag at 1 degree, full of extraordinary goodness. And it's I would call it the best new moon of the year. Thanks, guys. Ciao, ciao.